Meanwhile, women in the southern part of Kaduna State went almost naked in protest against killings in the area. They took their agitation to the Agwa-type palace in Zango-Kataf local government area of the state. They say it's in reaction to a statement from the presidency attributing the attacks to alleged criminality by different factions in the area. The women say the president has been misinformed about the situation there. They want the paramount ruler to take their cry to the appropriate quarters. The women say they are afraid of what tomorrow holds for them and their children. Security expert Kabir Adamu joins me now via Skype to talk more on the southern Kaduna killings and insecurity in the northwest. Thank you for joining us on the news.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Now, from the statement made by the presidency, talking about it is revenge killings, mutual violence, and the activities by criminals who are carrying out these activities on religious grounds. As a security expert, is that what you see? Because this reason given by the government led to the women protesting almost naked.
Firstly, I would like to state that my heart goes out to all the victims, their loved ones, and every well-meaning citizen of Nigeria who is definitely concerned about the developments in southern Kaduna as well as several other parts of Nigeria. Now, as a security expert who has studied and analyzed the circumstances in southern Kaduna, there is a history as far back as the Zango-Kataf incidences, which is more than a decade ago, and then of course into the recent developments there. So it would be very, very, I think, unwise to sit and give a single reason for the circumstances. There are so many, factors that have contributed to the crisis in southern Kaduna. One of them, I think, is unfortunately governance. Now, whether that governance can be attributed solely to the current governor in the state, or there are factors behind the actions of several other governors that have governed Kaduna State, I think those are the things that need to be brought to fore. And to that extent, I would like to commend the current governor for attempting to harmonize all the previous reports that have investigated the killings in southern Kaduna. The only area that I am a bit hesitant is why he is yet to make that harmonized report public, so that Nigerians and, well, Kaduna citizens can see for themselves. These are the outcomes of those reports. Issues around weaponization. We need to accept that there is a weaponization by both sides in the crisis. And then, of course, there is this issue of long-held, for lack of a better word, mistrust between the two sides. And then the ungoverned spaces, this is very important, I want to make this point, the ungoverned spaces that exist in Kaduna, which are yet to be dominated by government, unfortunately.
Now, you talked about a report that is yet to be made public. If that is made public, what would it change? Would it restore peace to that community?
The women who protested, they are protesting based on a grievance, and their grievance, if I would say, they believe in that grievance. Now, have they taken a moment to look at the other side who also feel the same grievance? So these reports, when they are brought out and there is an attempt at engagement of both sides, then perhaps both sides would like to see, well, you have lost, I have also lost. How do we move forward? Are we going to hand over to our generation this type of mistrust and hatred and anger? If that is the situation, what will be the consequence? So I think this is what the importance of making public those reports, objective investigations that have pointed fingers or hands to those that are behind the conflict, and more importantly, taking measures, especially where there is the need for punitive measures against those.
Let me quickly ask you this question before we let you go. Do you think that the traditional institution is playing its role and championing the cause for peace in these communities from what you have seen?
Based on my interaction with several traditional rulers, I would say yes. But we need to also acknowledge the fact that the traditional institution in Nigeria has really been relegated to the background. And unfortunately, the role of that institution in the national security architecture is no longer as active as it used to be in the past. So they are handicapped, they are limited in their capacity to contribute. But having said that, I think they can continue to play that role of peacemakers, engagement, and as much as possible to downplay and reduce this type of grievances that we're seeing, like when the women protested a couple of days ago.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kabir Adamu, for your time on the news.
Thank you, Veronica.